69 laps complete in Talladega. Sprint brings you an inside look at what's happening now inside the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Kyle Busch has the fastest lap of the race, 48.591 seconds. And the biggest mover forward, that is, up 41 spots from where we started, is Michael Waltrip, who is our leader. For more NASCAR stats, in-car audio, and live race radio, check out NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile at sprint.com/speed.
Well, Darrell said it right before we went to break. It took 3 laps for us to cycle through those green flag pit stops, and cars were really strolled out all over most of the racetrack, and now you look, it's come right back together. There's the lead pack coming at you down the back straightaway. Let's take a look at the green flag pit time in 2 laps, including the pit stop and getting back up to speed. Some of the faster times that we had right there, you can see David Rubin was the quickest. Most of these guys, though, they were able to go with just 2 right side tires because they changed 4 on that first caution at lap 20.
Most drivers will tell you, Mike, there, you know this, handling is not a big issue here, but grip is. I don't care where you go, I'd still like to have me nice 4 fresh ones on there.
It's not that they'll make you run faster, but you can drive, you can maneuver the race car.
Getting these conditions like they're in, they need all the grip they can get.
Joey Logano led that lap. Regan Smith, with help from the 18, has overhauled him. And now Marcus Ambrose is in after that contact with Brad Keselowski on the earlier stop. Dick?
Well, he had a vibration in the car. They also think one of the tires might have had a hole in it. And, of course, this is going to put him way, way back and with nobody to draft with.
He will be one of 3 drivers a lap down. Matt Kenseth and Max Pappas the others. Look at the head end of pit road, and you'll see Ambrose cut right across the nose of Keselowski's car, trying to get from the outside lane into his pit, which is pit stall number 1. So a bad break for Brad.
But you pointed it out, Mike. Brad Keselowski is pitting way down pit road at pit 12. Knowing that many cars were coming to pit road, he was awfully low on pit road. You would have thought he would have been more to the outside.
Probably got forced down there somehow coming in. You know how fast you come on pit road. If you're coming in there 3 or 4 wide, you really can't pick the lane you'd like to be in. That's a bad break.
What Keselowski needs is to draft behind someone so that dented up front fender won't be stuck out in the wind.
Yeah, it won't know it if it's behind the car,
right.
But when it's out front, I promise you, the air will know it.
28 different drivers is the record for leading this race. We've had 20 out front so far today, and we're not even halfway. Jimmy Johnson out in front of Kyle Busch, Elliott Sadler, David Rudiman, who's an honorary Alabama gang member today. More on that after the break. A big spin down into the tri-oval by last week's winner, Denny Hamlin, has just brought out the 2nd caution flag of the day in Talladega. Watch the black number 11. Watch 17 and 55 bunch up, and then Logano gets bunched up, and the last car in that accordion line way back there, sorry, is Denny Hamlin. He tries to save it, and around it goes.
You know what I saw, Larry? Didn't get airborne.
No, this is true.
2 wide.
And he did it. See the cowl flaps come open. That's pressure
Hold the brake,
under the hood.
Hold the brake. Hold the brake. You're on pit road.
Very nice job.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
And here from our aerial coverage.
You can see here that looks like the 55 he went up and bumped the wall. Right here, that's the 55. He went up and bumped the wall. That caused Logano to move over. And then I think that was just a chain reaction, one of those things where the guy saw something happening in front of him. Hamlin may have lifted a little bit. When you see cars in front of you starting to move around like that, Hamlin saw that. He had a chain reaction here. See him back at the back right there, and he was running up on the back of Sam Hornish's car, and he had to get on the brakes.
So the good news for Hamlin, though, no contact with the wall or any other car. Dick.
This is going to be a very fast stop for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Gas only, no tires. Steve.
Jeff Gordon took right sides the last stop. This time, just left sides. Krista.
It was 4 tires last time for Kyle Busch. This time, right sides only. Matt.
And for the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, no handling issues at all. 4 tires for Elliott Sadler. They're going with a 2-tire change left side this time. Elliott said the car a little free when he's out front.
Well, obviously, anytime you get an opportunity at Talladega, you want to get in there and get fuel in the car, knowing you'll get those long green flag runs. Also, you want that weight in the back of the car, gets that spoiler out of the air.
We'll point out the dashes on the second place car. Kyle Busch is because we're not receiving telemetry data from that car. And we'll mention that David Stremme gets the free pass as we send you to Chris Myers and an AT&T race break.
And 46 lead changes in the first 50 laps, Mike. We've already had double the amount compared to lead changes that we had in the fall last year in this race. And this is some of the early bump drafting. Kurt Busch getting a little push from Ryan Newman. Harvick and Kenseth here.
Now look at that 17 car going inside around to go to almost to take the lead, pulling away from the big pack. And this is what's going on, folks. They're pushing all the way around the racetrack. Dale Earnhardt Jr. getting a big push from the 11 of Denny Hamlin and pulling away.
And Jimmy Johnson, our points leader, just kind of getting bounced around in the middle, but hanging in there. Jeff Gordon using sign language with his hands there to give a signal. But moments ago, the first incident at the speeds we've been going in the lead changes, you thought this might have happened earlier.
Yeah, might a little bit earlier, but look at here. The 11 car gets out of shape, around it goes, but look at what happens here. The car swings back around. The roof flaps deploy. The car stays on the ground. The 11 car continues.
Everybody okay? The caution is out. Other than the caution that was planned by NASCAR a little bit earlier as we watch from the Hollywood Hotel, and thanks for being with us. So what have you seen so far other than exciting racing? But it looks like everybody's holding their breath, just the littlest nudge. He was going about, what, 175 when Denny spun?
Yeah, at least that right there. Again, these guys are doing such a great job of giving and taking. And NASCAR told them, you police yourself. And so far, they've done a really good job of not doing anything crazy. This is Talladega. Racing's supposed to be fast, but at the same time, I've seen some good judgment used out there so far.
Yeah, how about in terms of strategy, Jeff, and what we've seen from drivers so far? And as Mike pointed out, Mike Joy, you had a guy make up 20 spots or fall 20 spots within one lap.
It's not strategy. It's going to school. Right now, you're trying to understand what this new combination will allow you to do. We've watched the 88 car do it from the inside, from the outside, from the bottom side. He is going to school right now to try to figure out where he needs to be at the end of this race so he can possibly win it, and so is everybody else.
We saw Jeff Gordon get up near the top. He has said he's had maybe the best car a few times this year, has yet to win a race. Certainly Hendrick Motorsports, a guy who's won here 6 times, a guy keeping an eye on.
Well, you got to keep an eye on him, and I want to take it real quick. When you look back in that camera, and you can see the front end on that 88 car, Dale Jr. It's just about wore off where he's been pushing and shoving on everybody. But that 24 car, the last time he won a restrictor plate race was here in 2007. He's got a lot of work to do, but he's been doing a pretty good job of keeping his nose clean.
And, Jeff, you want to cast your vote as we have for the AT&T Fastest Pit Crew of the Year award, the standings from last week. Do it on your AT&T phone. Text the car number of the pit crew you think is the fastest to 2258. Delivered by AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero, real Coke taste and 0 calories. By the new Schick Hydro, the only razor that's like a blast of hydration. And by FedEx, we understand you need reliable shipping options. FedEx.
With the wave arounds under this second caution of the day, that's 37 cars on the lead lap. A late and long pit stop for Mark Martin and also for Marcus Ambrose.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were doing to Martin's car there. They had the front end all jacked up and looked like they were working on the tape.
Now the wave around is what put Matt Kenseth back on the lead lap, as here's Mark's stop.
They're looks like they're either replacing the tape on the radiator inlet or actually maybe putting more on there, Matt.
Larry Mack, they usually have like small tabs to pull one piece of the tape off at a time. Unfortunately, when they went to yank the tape, it all came off. So this stop, they brought him back on pit road to add more tape back to the grill that they had taken off and didn't want to take off.